Welcome to Practical Statistics for Nursing using SPSS. This video shows how to set up variables in a new database and how to enter data. You can watch the entire video or use the time slider to navigate to any time point. Before you can enter data into SPSS, each variable needs to be established. This is accomplished by creating unique names for each variable and then telling SPSS what kind of data the variable will contain. For this example, we'll set up an SPSS database to contain two variables: gender, a categorical variable, and age, a continuous variable. To set up the variables, go to the Variable View screen and click on the upper left cell. You'll notice that SPSS requires you to specify the properties that describe the kind of data that each variable will contain. Begin by entering the name for the first variable, gender. Variable names can be up to 64 characters, but the first character must be a letter. Also, each variable name needs to be unique. No repeats within a database. You'll notice that SPSS automatically fills in default values for most of the other properties. For type, we'll leave that as numeric, although as you can see, there are other choices. These choices are fairly self-explanatory, except for string, which allows the variable to contain text. We'll leave the width at 8, but we'll change the decimals to 0. For other cases, set the width wide enough to accommodate the longest anticipated entry for a variable. For example, if you expected a variable to contain a figure like 123.45, you would specify a width of at least 5 and 2 decimal places. We'll leave label blank. This means that SPSS will use the variable name gender in all output reports. For values, we'll assign 1 for female and 2 for male. Click OK. We won't specify any missing values. We'll use 8 for columns. Since we've assigned textual labels to this variable, we'll select left align. Since gender is a categorical variable, we'll set measure to nominal. Scale is for continuous variables. If your version of SPSS has the role property, leave it set to the default, input. If your version of SPSS doesn't have the role property, it's fine. It won't affect the processing. Now we'll come back to the left and enter the properties for the next variable, age. We'll use all the default properties except for decimal, which we'll set to 0. Now that we've defined the properties for the variables, we can switch to the Data View screen and begin entering data. 2 for male, 24. 1 for female, 25. If you can't remember the variable labels, you can click the value label icon to show the text for each variable and proceed with the data entry. Male, 31. Male, 19. Female, 27. You can switch back and forth from the numeric to the label view at any time. This concludes this video.